everybody, how are you doing? I figured I'd come and do a car video because I don't know, today feels weird. I don't know if many of you are feeling it. I just put some eye drops in because my eyes are feeling dry. You know that feeling when you're just kind of like, I don't know, you feel kind of low vibrational. You're like, your baseline is kind of like here. And I'm just kind of like slightly underneath that. I don't know. I didn't get much sleep last night. And I'm just feeling kind of meh. It's interesting because it's like, I kind of had the feeling like anticipation about something, like something was going to happen. I don't know what that thing was going to be, but there was like an optimism in the air. And nothing extraordinary happened. I know people will say, well, you know, what about the little things, you know, take note of the little things. Oh, and I always do. I'm always extremely grateful for just living and being here on this earth. And I always thank the God that I worship of that. But it felt like the air was dense, like it was impregnated with this sort of energy. I don't know. And then it felt like, you know, there was a balloon inflating, right? And, you know, it gets pressurized and then eventually, like, either it pops or somebody, like, lets go of the balloon and then the balloon, like, just goes everywhere. Or somebody pierces the balloon. And I don't know, I felt like the balloon was going to burst. And it didn't. Like, it felt like there was going to be like confetti in the balloon. That once it popped, there was going to be this, I don't know, notion of celebration or something. That's sort of what my heart and mind were nudging me. And today, no pun intended, I feel deflated. So anyways, I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you've ever felt that way, there is an expression in the Bible actually that where it says like, postponed expectation makes the heart sick. And that's absolutely true. That, you know, in the expression, like, you know, things happen when you least expect them. But it's like, I don't, like, it's like my consciousness, like, doesn't know what that what is. But, like, on another level, part of my system knows what it is, but it's not telling my conscious self what it is. So it's like, there's two narratives going on. It's like one knows a secret, but it's not telling the other side, the like, the earthly side, like the terra side, you know, the, in Spanish, terrenal side of what it is. So there's like been a little bit of frustration. I know this is sounding very quantum physics. But I mean, you know, all of this is just science anyways. But if anybody is resonating with this, like, please comment below. So anyways, I'm going to go for a drive to kind of recalibrate my mind, listen to some music, and see how the day unfolds. I guess my advice to myself, and in turn, if any of you want to take a nugget of it for what it's worth, is if you're feeling a little bit discombobulated, find something that you know centers you in a mindful way. For me, driving is very meditative, and again, it's amazing how our minds are made, because you could be sort of in a semi-meditative state while still operating a piece of heavy machinery, because your brain is kind of like on autopilot as it's driving. It knows that red is stop and green is go, and the octagon means stop, and look out for pedestrians. It's instinctual. Yet your brain could be thinking about something else. It could be thinking about, in my case, the what and the how and the balloon and the confetti and what celebration and what is my subconscious trying to tell my consciousness, or what is it holding back? And meanwhile, you're in a really calm state, focus on your breathing. I'm not really a fan of like, okay, inhale for 4 beats and exhale for 4 beats. I find that causes me anxiety. Just regulate your breath. Just be cognizant of it. Don't rush it. Just follow the metronome of what your own body is dictating. Follow your own tempo, because everybody's rhythm is different. For you, it could be going for a walk. I love going for walks. It could be just lying in your room on the floor and staring at the ceiling. I do that often. I did that last night. So it could be something different for everybody. My suggestion is, if you can do that without any substances, chemical or natural substances, if you can, the better, because you're actually allowing your mind on its own to do the work, instead of using something, and I know this might be controversial, me saying this, but instead of having to depend on something as a crutch to act as a mediator and a bridge to do the job for you. I know a lot of people use cannabis and all of that stuff, and I'm not knocking the anxiety relieving benefits of it and how it does help a lot of people. But if you yourself on your own are able to reduce your own anxiety by using your mind and your body, your cognition, without having to do that and without having to use that, because you're not always going to have it around, and circumstances are going to be where, what if you're at a workplace that doesn't allow you to use those substances, if they're legal where you live. Same with alcohol, you're not always going to have it around. So if you can learn those tools and those techniques practically to emotionally regulate, then that's the real win, I think. And I think that's sort of where there's a bit of a gap when it comes to psychiatry. and psychology. I'm not saying everybody, because I'm sure that there are those who are really diligent at providing practical advice so that individuals can actually function day to day in their life. So for those who do provide that information to their clients, like, thank you. Because that's actually what we need, is those who suffer with anxiety and mental illness. We need to know the how. So I think maybe what I'll do is I'll maybe provide more how videos. Please, if there's something that you want to learn how to do in terms of regulating your emotions or curbing a habit or something along those lines, like, please let me know. I'll do research on it and I will provide you with that information as best as I can. Because not only will it help you, it'll help me as well. Because remember, I'm part of this community as well, which is why I'm so passionate about it. Anyways, I didn't expect this to be a rambly video. But for those who stuck around, thank you again. And yeah, I really hope that all of you enjoy your weekend, enjoy time with family. Family, for those who have a healthy, close relationship with them, they're important. For those who perhaps have chosen family, same goes. So, and for those who perhaps are maybe in hermit mode and are choosing to focus on self-love and healing, you are mastering the type of love that is encouraged by Jesus Christ himself. And I'm not a religious person, I'm a spiritual person. There's a difference. And Jesus said you have to love your neighbor as yourself. I think a lot of people get it wrong. They say, no, you have to put your neighbor before yourself. That's not what that verse says. If you don't have enough in your fuel tank, emotionally, psychologically, how are you able to give of yourself to others if you don't have enough in your cup? How can you give somebody a drink of supportive water if you don't have enough? If your cup is empty, it's impossible. So kudos to you for filling up your own cup and continuing to work on that, because then you'll have an overflow and you'll be able to give people of your overflow. And the water will just taste that much sweeter. Well, that's it for me. Thank you for joining me on this random car garage vlog advice. I don't know what this is. Mishmash of content. All right, take care, everybody. Bye for now.